Hi there. So in this video, I'm going to cover what we can do to improve our deliverability rate when we face a problem after the advanced level setup and after everything is done properly. So I have one of the accounts that we have faced problems recently and we are trying to fix it. We are almost there. And what we have done in order to get the domain reputation back to stability. So I have Alex's account open here. So every day when we get into let me start from the beginning here. So every day when we get into a lemlist account, what we need to check, the first thing that we need to check after we go into a lemlist account is what is happening with our lemon. This would give us a lot of information, a lot. So for the past couple of days we can see that there's a huge email landing on spam folder, but thank god it is improving. You could see here it is improving, but previously, like I've said in my previous video, if it goes anything over 10%, if this section from here, if it is going anything above 10%, we should immediately stop all the campaign. If it stays below 5%, that's okay. And at that point, we can slow down the campaign. Okay, we don't have to stop the campaign totally, but instead of sending 30 emails a day, 40 emails a day with follow-ups, we should reduce it to half. You know, and see if it is changing. If it doesn't, then we have to stop all the campaign and just keep this lemworm open, running. And we should be running lemworm every time, every single day, no matter what. So that's one thing we need to check every single day. Another thing, how do we know that how many emails are actually going out every day? We can get it from this report. So from the overview section, if we come to the campaign section, so the emails are landing on spam for the last 14-15 days. So from here we should check what is happening since last for the last month, what is happening here. So you could see there are no email sending because they were spam landing. So what happened before that? Okay, we were sending anything between, uh, including the follow-up emails, 53 emails, subject line 1, 11 emails. So oh, okay, this is for a period. This is not for the day. Okay, so from 17 to 24th, we have sent out around 500 emails per day, including the follow-up emails. From for this week, from 10 to 17, we have sent out around 400 emails per day. So we were sending a lot of emails, and due to our high volume of sending limits, the emails were landing on spam. So at that point, what we have done is we have stopped all the activities from this campaign. You could see these are paused. Everything is paused. Everything just to save this account. Everything is paused, and just keep this lemworm open. And if I'm bringing the last 30 days record, you could see there were still high rate of spam landing. 12 spam landing, 8, like 50% emails were landing on spam. All the efforts were going in vain. So this is not something we should be doing. We should have this green or 1 or 2 spam landing, that's fine. And even our replies were landing on spam. So this is again very dangerous, because while we are trying to communicate with a positive prospect, and if our email land on spam box, so this is not something which we would like to see. So that's why here you would see 22 and 16 spam landings. So this is still high. We wanted to get to a level like this one. So once this is clear, and we checked 7 to 8 days, we can turn on the campaign again. We have to keep in mind that we are not sending high volume emails uh, right away, because we have just come out from a kind of jail from spam landing. So we need to minimize this to anything around uh, 25-30 a day, which is okay. Now we also have to remember the account age, which is very important, which is very very important. It's a 7 month old account, that's why it is able to take on this much of spam and still recover it. If it was like 1 month or 2 month old, it wouldn't have recovered so quickly. Okay, this is another factor we need to consider here. And recently Lemlist has introduced a feature called limit, where you can send out, like you can limit, like we don't know how many emails we are sending out once a campaign is launched, followed by the warm up going on for that particular campaign. So you can still limit that to 70, 50, 60, whatever the number you choose. I'm choosing 70 because this is an older account. For the newer ones, I would have choose anything between 40 to 50 per day. What it does is 70, by telling 70 emails, is going to send out 70 emails no matter what emails we have load or we have set to shoot out. It would stop at 70 emails, which is a way to protect the number of emails going out and minimize the spam landing. So another way to check if our email is actually landing on spam folder, on spam or category folder or not, is literally by sending an email, which is a very basic tool by mail tester. We have been using this for past 6-7 years now. I'm going to show what report we are getting from here. So once we sent out, by copying this one to our inbox, from to send folder, we would check if, yeah, it was sent. Now we would test the score. Okay, it is showing that it's good now, like 8 out of 10. But it doesn't tell you all the story, because you could see from your lemworm that a lot of emails are landing on spam. These are actual report, and this is a report of your domain status, how it is reacting with the other email server. So it's still a good one because of the recent report, or it could give you false results, but most of the time it gives you the right accurate result, because there are a lot of moving parts here. So we haven't tested out any HTML version without, with image and everything, text version and everything. We just sent out a plain text email. So yeah, this part looks okay, because it is clicking all right. This is -2. That's why we get 8. If it is -1, we would have got 9, which is excellent. 8 is also good. But what is happening with spam assassination? So DKIM signed. It was signed. It was signed. How do we check that? From the original report. Sorry, not this one. Um, Yes, mailed by Nuvas. This is authenticating it. Okay, this is. Can you recall that we have set this domain up with our DNS record? That's why we are getting this report. Okay, and it is coming from original. It is sent from an original source from here. Okay, this mailed by nuvasagency.com. That's why we are getting this report. Now the DKIM is valid. because it was checked properly. And here it is an interesting report. Please test a real content to check if it is okay or not. Okay, so how do we do that? What is a real content? If we come to a campaign, okay, and check our real content, how do we check this real content? We have to come to this campaign. Under sequence, we would see the actual email, and from here we would click email preview. Once we are on the email preview, we would test the actual email, which is, this one, real content. Okay, from the real content we would test an email. If it contains any spammy words, if anything that's flagging, it has somewhat spammy words, that's why we have 0.7, but it is saying above 5 is considered as spam, so we are below above 5, so this content is fine. But to me, if it goes anything above 3, I would consider it as a spam, potentially landing on spam folder, because the servers would check those words that we are using. And if it is anything over 3, then what we have to do, we have to change some of the words. There are some words like, free, sales, opportunity. These are flagged by the servers, and when a server sees those kind of words within, or there could be a multiple link within an email, then what happens is that's your recipient server would put your email on spam or category folder. We can avoid that by going through this. So while we are loading any email here, we are checking this status. Okay, another important thing as we are here is actually how this email would look like on a email setting. So what happens is, in order to optimize the email, we usually communicate via Google Doc. But with Google Doc and Lemlist, what happens is it doesn't sync properly. So we always use Microsoft Word to load this email. So from Google Doc, we would put that copy into Microsoft Word and do the editing here, do the alignment, do the formatting here, and then copy and paste it to Lemlist to get an optimized view of your email. This is apart from what we are learning right now. Sorry to jump in here because we were here. I would straight jump into the spam section. So this is pretty much clear that this is not, this email doesn't contain high spam me words. So SPF record is not published. This is again a negative report, but on the next phase you could see that SPF is valid. So SPF, DKIM, all are valid. So what could potentially go wrong from here? So your message could be improved. They are giving us some suggestion. We can always ignore those because it doesn't tell you the overall story. This tells you the overall story. This spam testing gives you the overall story here. But if your email is landing really on spam folder, you're going to get a really low score here. And then we have to start fixing everything. Okay, so unsubscriber header. We do not use it because to get more traction, we do not use it because most of the servers will automatically have their unsubscriber link attached when an email is sent. As we can see from iOS and everything, you can just click and unsubscribe, or people can respond to us and say, please take us off from your mailing list, and in that way we would unsubscribe them. And keep in mind, these are cold emails, so there is no question of subscribing and unsubscribing here. If somebody asks you to take you off from the mailing list, we should take them out. And you are not blacklisted. It is saying you are not blacklisted. This is a very good report. These are the IPs, these are the servers that are interacting with your servers, and these are saying there's no matches. See, server IP address, this one against 24 hours, most common IPv4 blacklist. Most common servers haven't blacklisted. So this is a very, very excuse me, good report that we are not blacklisted. Do we have any broken link within our newsletter? No, we do not have any broken links. So this looks fine. But as Alex's account has got some issues, I would take it to the next level. I would take to, I would try to check all the servers to see if there's any blacklisted, and if there is any blacklisted, what we can do. Okay, so is a tool called mxtoolbox.com, and from there you can click their super tools, and from the super tools, let me show you here. How do we get here? So from super tool, you would click blacklist check. So it's really within not within our control who would blacklist us or not, but we can always try to avoid by sending good emails, sending meaningful emails. Okay, so from here, this is more of a detailed report. This pretty much covers almost all the major servers, and only one of them has blacklisted us. That's okay. That's okay. If we are not being blacklisted by a lot of servers, but only one, that's okay. And that could raise the issue of email getting blacklisted. What we can do to get back the reputation is stop the email campaign, run lemworm, and once this is clear, send out emails in smaller batches, and with longer duration, and then these things could be fixed. But usually with server problems, if some servers actually blacklist us, there's no way to turn back. But as we have to see that most of the servers are accepting Alex's email, then that means it's not an issue. We should continue, and we should continue because it is giving us a good report. We should wait for another few days, and once a week is over and we have clean status, we can start the campaign again for Alex, and we would see that emails will again start landing on the inbox. So this is pretty much what we can do for an account, and we have to do this on a regular basis to check if the account is performing well or not. By the way, please don't get confused with this blank report. This is done by Lemless. In these 2 days, Lemless couldn't give report to any of the accounts. And yeah, this pretty much covers what we can do in order to save emails going into spam folder, and how we can check and test everything, and what we can do in order to minimize the spam landing score. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you.